What's up, Wolverine Nation? I'm Isaac Smolden. I'm joined today, as always, by Parker Hovilla. Parker, it is Monday, the day that we are recording this, and I say that because people should be aware that I still have no voice between the Palmer High School tournament, a 3-game set against the Junior Blues. You did play-by-play on Sunday, which was fantastic because it was a beast of a weekend here this past weekend against the Junior Blues.
It really was, and it was a long weekend. I enjoyed it. My voice got to rest most of the weekend, and then off to the races on Sunday. And last night I could feel it, but this morning woke up, got some coffee in me, and I was good to go.
Yeah, there you go. So the last time that we talked on the podcast, it was right before that Kenai River Brown Bears segment. Let's waste no time today jumping into what the past 2 weeks have looked like, because we said on the last podcast, the Wolverines, they have to go and get 6 out of 10 points. And you look at what's happened. They did better than that. They got 8 out of a possible 10 points. Let's start with that weekend against the Brown Bears. You were there doing play-by-play, and it could not have gone better for the Wolverines, despite the fact that they had, 4 goals called back in the course of that hockey game?
Four goals called back in that first game. And as that started happening, I mean, the vibe inside the rink when I got there and started setting up, I ended up meeting the bus there. I got held in Anchorage a little bit longer. So I got to the rink right when the guys were getting there and was able to chat with a couple of them and kind of just see how the bus ride down was and kind of just figure out, what's the goal coming into Kenai. And I had a great chat with Aches as well and Lee Green the second night. But for the most part, the confidence was riding pretty high. You could tell there was a little bit of nervousness in that first game. The Wolverines had been struggling to string some wins along, and then this past month they've just been shot out of a cannon. It seems like a little bit of a rougher start, and then they've just been off to the races since that weekend in Kenai, picking off. What is that? 4 of the possible 5 games.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's great. When you can win 4 out of 5, I'll take that any week, any month, essentially, or I guess 2-week segment. But the sense I got from watching them down in Kenai, their passing was a lot crisper. Their D zone was getting a lot more work. Kenai was really struggling to get high danger chances. I would say a lot of their chances they had came from the outside or were screen shots where they scored. The first night was a lot closer, and mostly due to the fact that the goals were being called back for the Wolverines. Some of those questionable, but it's in the past, and I won't divulge any further on that. But Saturday night was fantastic, a 7-3 win, and they were just off to the races. They showed up better prepared than Kenai. And I think it really showed and rung true from the night before that Anchorage does have talent on this team this season. It just took them a little bit longer to get going. Chase Trompeter had 2 goals in each of the games. He played fantastic that weekend. Jack McKenna also played well. Connor Jalbert played well. And as always, the Everett and Beetle line played fantastic. And they were getting a lot of physicality from the lower level lines as well, which helped out. Kenai is always known to be a little bit physical, not as physical as Fairbanks, but there were a lot of bodies being thrown, and and the Wolverines weren't backing down. Sorry, choked on some spit. But that weekend was fantastic, and I think it springboarded them into the weekend against Springfield, and they were riding on a new level of confidence. I'm sure you could feel it there in the building on Friday. It was like a different vibe when you got to the Sullivan Arena.
Yeah, for sure. As we kind of get into talking about this past weekend, that first game, they're up 3-1. Springfield ties it, and Anchorage went through a lot of adversity this weekend. We don't want to talk about factors that are outside the Wolverines' control, but they could not buy a call. No. That wasn't just against Kenai River. That was this past weekend too. And not to say that they didn't get power plays, which they did. And that was maybe one area of their game where they struggled was scoring on the power play. But I just mean there was Goals waved off, too many men calls against, not too many men calls against the Junior Blues on Sunday. It was wild, but
On
the
Sunday,
feeling
when
in
that play unfolded, we were standing there, and I think it was a good 20 seconds. They had
yeah,
six guys out.
I was losing it. It was just hilarious based off how the rest of that weekend went. But you know what Anchorage did well is they kind of let it water off the back, right? They win on Friday. They score 2 goals and goal to regain the lead with like a minute 14 left and an empty netter to win on Friday night. Saturday's a heartbreaker. I mean, holy smokes, you're up 4-1, then you give up 5 unanswered, and everyone just kind of leaves the building like, how the heck did we lose that game? It was like that Chippewa game on Saturday all over again. But they come out on Sunday, they go down early, but they keep battling. And in the third period, they have probably one of their best periods of the season and are able to take the lead, hold on to the lead, and ultimately end up winning that hockey game by a score of 4-3. And the crowd was feeling more confident. The guys in the locker room definitely feeling more confident. It was a whole different team down there from a couple weeks ago when we were walking around the tunnels. It's really good to see. And something that Aches highlighted on the broadcast was guys have been spending a lot more time together off the ice as well. And like we said last week and the weeks previous, folks, they have to adjust their expectations a little bit because it's such a new team. There's a lot of young guys on the team. No one's really played together, only 5 or 6 returners. We've talked about all this before. It was always going to take them a little while to start to gel together and really become a team in that sense of the word. And they're doing just that. It's really good to see things starting to go their direction, and just the guys in the locker room seem a lot happier, which is always good.
Yeah, and that's always the bright spot in it, and there's always so much turnover in the first few weeks, first few months of the season, guys getting traded out, guys coming in, and the way this group has come together has been awesome to see. The new additions, the subtractions, and I think they're going to get ready and get set to go on a little bit of a run here, but they will have a really tough opponent next weekend in the Wisconsin Wendigo.
We'll talk about that in just a second. Before we do, we are very, very excited to be joined by assistant coach Ilya Demidov for the first time on the podcast. And Ilya, you always have to strong arm him a little bit, which is tough to do because I watched him flex in the coach's office and flex through his shirt on Sunday night. I mean, that is
seams.
He's just a guy that's in shape. He could go play pros tomorrow if he wanted to. Instead, he's coaching junior hockey here, doing a fantastic job. And so it's always great to be able to talk to Ilya. Let's get over to him now here on Wolverine Nation. We are joined now for the first time by assistant coach of the Anchorage Wolverines, Ilya Demidov. Ilya, thank you so much for being here today. This will probably be the one time that you're willing to record a podcast with us, but I know that folks are excited.
Hello, guys. It's new for me, so a little bit. It's my word, nervousing, nervous, Yeah, a little bit. I don't know what the question's about, and go ahead. I'm enjoying it.
So this is your second year with the team.
Third. Is that third?
Third.
This year.
Third year.
Third. Yeah,
my
third
second year.
Yeah,
I'm already messing it up off the bat.
Not preparing good for that, eh?
So,
-1, Isaac.
Yeah, -1. So this is your third year with the team. What is it that you love about being able to coach specifically junior hockey? Because you've been around the game for a long time. I mean, you played junior hockey yourself. You played professional hockey. What do you love about this level of hockey?
No, this level of hockey is different, like a little bit different, right? Like, because the guys is kind of raw. They're not like, so they sometimes don't understand like where they're supposed to be, like what position, like if they defend, like if it's defenseman, right? So sometimes he play like so different than supposed to be, right? And when you try to tell him, he look and like, coach in my wherever like team before tell me play like that, and it's impossible. Like the position what you take, it's not even on the hockey books. Like I don't know where the coach take all that stuff. Like probably he not play hockey before, and he decided, oh, let's do it. Like I see you're supposed to. Maybe he played just on PlayStation, right? And he's like, and he's like, oh, on PlayStation he play like that, and I win couple games on PlayStation, and he put and he put player and tell him, oh, you're supposed to play, and the situation was like that, and the guy, he like the player, he tried. So young guys, they like farm, right? They take all stuff, like they like empty computer, right? So you just put information inside their head and it stays there. And the problem is it's really hard to teach them again, like erase all that stupid stuff, what they have it, what they learned before, and get them like real good new information, how it's supposed to be. So what I like it's I see new talents. Definitely, it's like for me, it's a step. It's a first step to jump somewhere higher level. That's my goal, right? And so for me, it's learning too. Like it's a different language, different mentality of guys. So for me, it's just interesting. Like and every three, like that's my third year on the team, and every year we have a really good group of guys, and that's why I'm all the time thankful, because when you have like 25 nice persons on the team, and it's like part of it's become a family, and it's just enjoyable.
Ilya, kind of with your extensive hockey background, coaching differently on the smaller sheet of ice to the bigger sheet of ice, for you, what are some of the things you try to instill in the guys? Because in the null, they'll flip between the smaller ice and the bigger ice.
So I myself, I love playing a smaller ice service, right? Like because like it's more simple for big guys, smaller. So on a big surface, you need like be more faster, move your feet. It's just ton of the work on the big surface. So and you need to be physical, right? So on a small surface, it's more easy, just couple steps and you're already in a corner. On the big ice surface, it's like 10 steps. And smaller guys who have good ability to skating, they kind of have advantage of you. So so you guys ask me like what I tell boys,
Yeah.
like what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Just move. That's what I say all the time in the interview. Move your feet, move your feet. Skate, and be smart.
Ilya, something that I love getting to talk to you about when we go on the road is I always feel like I learn something new about some of the Russian guys that are playing in the NHL, just because I know you stay in contact with a lot of guys back home. In your opinion, who is the Russian player that's in the NHL right now today that not enough people over here are talking about, and is going to be really, really good in the next couple of years?
Yeah, next couple of years. No, it's totally the guy with same my last name what I have is Demidov, like Montreal Canadian guy. Like that's what I think. Like he have like big talent, and I think and every game he get more. He's growing like a hockey player more and more. So who else is a young guy? We have like 10 or 7 like really young guys who play right now in NHL. I'm not remember all the last names, but I can tell you with old guys like so it's still Kaprizov, Zadorov, my favorite D, Zadorov, what we're talking about before. Remember last year we talked
Yeah.
about like nobody, like a lot of people don't like him, but I know him, and it's he's great, really good person, and work hard all the time. He's good example. Like if you want to like if I need bring some example to the boys, right? So I bring him. So he's physical, hard worker, g great personality, and like he never stopped. Like it's like he get at some level and he's like, no, I need to go more.
Yeah.
I need to go more. Like he like every summer in Florida, he works so hard. Unbelievable guy. I like him a lot. Like that's my favorite D.
Ilya, kind of shifting gears back to the Null, the Wisconsin Wendigo are coming to town this upcoming weekend. Kind of what's your message to the D Corps on how you're going to approach playing against the Wendigo after a hard-fought series against the Junior Blues this past weekend?
We gonna play same. It's same tactic and physical, good first pass, um, close the gap. Mm, that's our tactic, like it's nothing different. Like every game is the same.
With
It's all about how they move feet, how many body checks they've like finished, really hard in front of the net. So it's kind of like that.
with you were talking about the differences from team to team with this year's D Corps, what do you see that makes them different from years past, makes them unique? What's kind of their strength and how they play the game?
So this year, I think we have more physical guys. So last year we have more skill guys. I don't say we don't have skill guys this year, right? Like it's just we have like really skill guy like Devlin last year.
Right.
So and this year we have like probably I don't know. Every D have good shot. Every D can give good pass. So
There's
we
definitely
just
some more
have most.
beef. There's some big, tall dudes
Yeah,
back there.
big tall dude, so nice. Yeah, I like big defensemen. It's my personal like. I like big D. Yeah, at the same time we have that small guy Lawson, which is a great player right now. He is struggling first maybe 3-4 games. He probably don't understand like how to play and all that new tactic and all that. But right now he's on the top four D, and he's small. He's small, and I like him a lot. So it's just different D. Every person all the time. Like you don't find players in like kind of same. Like you can find same style of the game, but it's still different person, different personality, right? So it's all the time different. Still different players. I don't say like last year. Like last year we had great D too, and this year is just different, just a little bit bigger, a little bit more stronger. That's it.
Well, Ilya, thank you so much for your time. Thank
Oh,
you
you're
for
welcome.
joining us. I'm sure we'll have you on again some point during the season. I know
All
how
right.
much you love doing these interviews, love getting to talk with the people.
Yeah, a little bit hard for me, but at the same time I'm enjoying. So yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much again, Ilya, for taking the time and joining us. I can barely even do this job using my first language, so having to answer all of our dumb questions in a second language, I can't imagine. But Ilya, I love talking to Ilya on the road. I learn something new every single time, Parker. I mean,
He's like a human encyclopedia.
yeah. And it's really, really interesting too to talk to him. That's why I asked that question about the Russian guys, because he's got a totally different perspective. Like like he said, he knows a lot of those guys, especially the ones that have been in the league for a little bit longer. He played with a couple of them, kind of coming up or they were right after him. And so There's just stuff that we don't necessarily hear from the North American media that is really cool insights to have. So let's take a look at the next 2 weeks, Parker. Anchorage, they've been on a little bit of a run lately. When you look at the last 3 weeks, they get 3 points against Chippewa, sweep Kenai River, and then get 4 out of 6 against Springfield. And that's fantastic. But you have 2 very tough opponents coming up. The red-hot Wisconsin Wendigo this next weekend, Friday and Saturday, at the Sullivan. Now, last year, Anchorage had Wisconsin's number at the Sullivan. They did not lose to the Wendigo in the regular season. The only game they lost at the Sullivan to the Wisconsin Wendigo last season was that Game 5 of the division finals. And Wisconsin just swept the Minnesota Wilderness. This should be quite the tilt on Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. And Wisconsin has gotten off to a really great start. And like you mentioned, the Minnesota Wilderness, the Wisconsin Wendigo have the Wilderness's number this year. I think Minnesota has only lost to the Wilderness.
Yeah, maybe. I think they dropped one other
Wilderness
game.
Only lost to the Wendigo.
Yeah, they dropped one other game, and then 4 of their losses are to Wisconsin, I think it is.
Which is crazy. Wisconsin has a really good record right now. I'm sure they're going to be coming in very confident, knocking the top seed in the Midwest Division and giving them a few losses. So I'm sure they'll be traveling up here really high on the last couple wins, and it's going to be a true test for the Wolverines, who have had this resurgence of life, if you will, after having a really rocky start. But like Ake said, it's a slow burn sometimes, and you got to stoke the fire a little bit before it gets really moving.
Well, and then no rest for the weary. After Wisconsin, you go up to the Dipper to face the Ice Dogs for the 3rd and 4th games of the season against your in-state rivals. Fairbanks sweeping Anchorage at home. Wolverines got to make sure they try to return the favor, get at least 2 points. I mean, both these teams are in a playoff position if the playoffs started today. They've both had great starts to the season. At least with Wisconsin, you're playing at home, but the Dipper is always a hostile environment, and we always ask, especially the new guys, that those first games at the Dipper, it's a little bit of a shock. I think as difficult as it is for some teams to come and play at the Sullivan, that crowd behind the Ice Dogs at the Dipper will never make you feel comfortable, especially your first time in the building. So it's a little bit of a gut test for Anchorage. See what you're made of. See what you're able to do in front of one of the most hostile crowds in the Knoll.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing, I mean, you go up to the Dipper and sometimes you feel like, is this ice regulation size? Because it feels so small out there that the Ice Dogs play so well in their home rink.
Sure.
And it's something, like last year, it was either a blowout one way or the other, or it was a super tight hockey game that needed overtime.
Yeah, nothing in between.
It seemed like every game you would go into it and you never really knew who was going to come out victorious. And I'm hoping for the same thing this year against Fairbanks, because that makes great hockey and it makes our jobs a lot more fun when you show up to the rink and both teams are really going to be fighting hard for those points. And at the end of the night, we both want to see the Wolverines win, but we also want to see good hockey.
I thought you were going to say we also want to see Fairbanks lose, because I do
that
also
too. I'd like to see Fairbanks lose.
I do also want that. I mean,
I'd like
no
to
love
see him at
lost
the bottom
between
of the
those
division,
two teams.
if I'm being honest.
I disagree with you there, because there was nothing better last year than Anchorage and Fairbanks getting a playoff series against each other. If they could set that up to happen every single season, it would the division in the league would be better for it. So I don't hope to see Fairbanks.
And travel costs would cut down.
Hey, and everyone loves that, right? I will be flying solo up in Fairbanks. You get to go to Soldotna. I gotta go to Fairbanks. Check out some of the restaurants that I usually hit up. I do get to go to the Creperie. Shout out, no free shout outs. But yes, I will be eating breakfast there on Saturday morning, as is tradition. All those games, 7:30 Alaska time. You can watch the next series against the Wendigo live and on demand exclusively on NATV, but also get those tickets now. Tickets.anchoragewolverines.com. Be there to watch the first series against the Wendigo at home this season. And then in Fairbanks, there's always a couple brave fans that make the trip, but for everyone else, live and on demand on NATV with myself for that 2-game set. Should be entertaining as always anytime we go up to the historic Big Dipper aircraft hangar, right, Parker?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's going to do it for us.
Tagging along watching on NATV. I'm excited to kick back, relax, maybe open up a couple Wolverine ices and just send awesome emails to you.
Yeah, there you go. That's going to do it for us here today on Wolverine Nation. We record this podcast at the My House Youth Drop-In Center recording studio in Wasilla, Alaska. For Parker Hovilla, I've been Isaac Smolden. We will see you next time. Until then, stay safe. Go Wolverines.